All right, let's just jump right into it. Well, figuratively speaking, of course. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we are breaking down a highly accessible, totally apartment-friendly cardio routine that requires absolutely zero equipment. If you're an absolute beginner wanting to kickstart your fitness journey, or if you just happen to live above downstairs neighbors who really hate noise, you are in exactly the right place. We're unpacking a wildly popular 10-minute routine to see exactly why it works and how you can tailor it specifically to your level.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the ultimate beginner cardio solution, take a look at the anatomy of the workout, break down the movements, talk about modifying your intensity level, and wrap it up with mindset and consistency. Let's get going.
Section 1. The ultimate beginner cardio solution. We're going to start right off by tackling those giant hurdles that always seem to get in the way of starting a fitness routine. So here's the ultimate question we need to answer. Can you actually get a solid cardio workout without running, jumping, or buying a single piece of equipment? You know, there's this really common misconception that cardio has to mean pounding the pavement, running on a treadmill, or doing endless burpees until you just collapse. But this specific routine completely flips that idea on its head. This is what we call a totally barrier-free solution. You've got zero jumping, making it completely apartment-friendly. There's zero equipment needed, so no buying expensive dumbbells. It's just 10 minutes on the clock, and my personal favorite? Absolutely no repeated exercises. That's fantastic for keeping your brain engaged so you never get bored.
Section 2. Anatomy of the workout. Now let's peel back the layers and look at the blueprint of exactly how these 10 minutes are structured.
The whole thing runs on a super predictable clock. 45 seconds of work, followed by 15 seconds of active rest. And that ratio is actually a game changer. 45 seconds gives you just enough time to figure out the coordination of the movement, which is huge if you're a beginner, and settle into a rhythm. Then you get a quick 15-second breather before shifting gears to the next unique move.
But notice I said active rest. In those 15 seconds, the goal isn't to just stop completely and crash on the couch. You keep your momentum going. We're talking marching in place or doing some really light step jacks. Keeping the body moving ensures your heart rate stays elevated just enough so that when the next block starts, you don't get that jarring, uncomfortable stop and start effect.
Section 3, breaking down the movements. Rather than throwing all 10 exercises at you at once, let's group them up based on how they actually challenge your body.
First up, we have exercises focused heavily on engaging your core and activating your upper body. And yes, you are entirely standing up for this. Movements like high knee marches and cross punches naturally force your core to engage. Or take the row the boat scoops. It's this big, explosive motion where you rise up and scoop your arms down to the side. You're literally using your core to pull your body up and through the movement. It's a fantastic burn.
Then we transition into the lower body burners. These utilize footwork and your own body weight to challenge your legs and glutes. You've got the 1-2-3 side steps, or the side step squats where you reach down to touch the mat. And remember, we are doing all of this with zero jumping. It's entirely focused on the mechanics of your footwork and bending those knees.
When you're doing movements like the raise the roof, bump kicks, kicking your heels back while pushing your arms overhead, there is a brilliant mental cue you should use. Think almost like you have weights in your hands. I absolutely love this tip.
Because when you visualize holding dumbbells, you actively create your own muscle resistance. You wouldn't just passively chuck weights up into the sky, right? You'd push them up with intention and pull them down with control. By creating your own internal resistance, you are instantly turning a simple weight-free arm wave into a legitimate muscle-engaging exercise. The exact same logic applies during the arm and leg cross swings. Picture your core acting as the brakes. When you swing your arm and leg across your body, you build up some serious momentum. To avoid just twisting out of control, you have to tighten your midsection to stop that swing and pull yourself back to the center safely. Again, this is how you get an incredible core workout without ever having to lay down on a mat to do sit-ups.
Section 4. Modifying your intensity level. Let's move into what is frankly the most empowering part of this explainer. You dictate exactly how hard you push yourself.
Modifying isn't a sign of weakness, it's smart scaling. You can keep things light by skipping a squat entirely. Just do a shallow side step. Or, if you're feeling it, you can turn the dial way up. Drive those knees higher, sink incredibly low on your squats, and just move at a faster clip. You have the total power to decide if today is a gentle movement day or a sweaty, intense day.
And here is an incredibly clear rule of thumb. If an exercise feels too intense to maintain for the full 45 seconds, just fall back to your active rest march. There is zero failure here.
If you're doing cross punches and 30 seconds in your arms are totally exhausted, drop your arms and just keep your feet marching for the last 15 seconds. Keeping the habit alive is the only real goal.
Section 5. Mindset and consistency. Let's talk about the mindset you need to get through this quick routine. Because it's only 10 minutes, your mental focus has to be dialed in from the very first second.
During the tougher balancing intervals, like the rise and touchdown where you're reaching for the floor, it's crucial to pick a focal point. You literally pick a spot on the floor, stare at it to keep your balance, zone out everything else around you, and tune entirely into your breathing. It turns a simple cardio block into almost a moving meditation, which really helps you push through.
You just have to hold yourself accountable to maintain strong form. Because you don't have heavy iron forcing you to work hard, the effort relies entirely on your own discipline. When you march, don't be lazy with those legs. Drive them up and in front of you. Keep your upper body tall, keep that core tight. What you put into these 10 minutes is exactly what you're going to get out of it.
With zero apartment noise, absolutely no gear required, and endless ways to scale the intensity up or down, your last remaining excuse has officially been eliminated. The barrier to entry is completely gone. So leaving you with one final thought. Now that you have the ultimate beginner blueprint in your hands, what is stopping you from carving out just 10 minutes and starting today?